on to the reorder of things. Item 3, which will tonight will be the public hearing, determination of sufficiency of instructional materials.
That's correct. So the purpose of this item is to conduct a public hearing in compliance with Education Code Section 60119. This public hearing will provide members of the community the opportunity to comment on the sufficiency or insufficiency of instructional materials in the Emery Unified School District. Wait a minute.
I need to open.
She's got to open the hearing
Sorry,
first.
I had to find my paper.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
We have our
I'm not
Director of
electronic
Educational
tonight.
Services, Anna Allen, here also to make any comments.
So what I'll do first is open, and then
Yes.
I'd like to open the public hearing on the determination of sufficiency of instructional materials.
Oh, no.
At this time, ask if there's any comments from the public regarding the determination of sufficiency of instructional materials. And then I'll take on 5, I guess. Okay. Seeing none, we'll move on to
Number 5.
well, I have to open and I have to close. But if there's public comment, please. Right now is good. Yes, always. Oh yeah, we make 5 ways to do it. Working on this 5 thing on. So I like to close the public hearing. And so now we're just going to move to the actual topic. That you have to, yeah. I'm learning. It's only been like 11 years. But so we'll now move on to item 5, Resolution 5, 2013-14, sufficiency or insufficiency of instructional materials.
Yes, and so the purpose of this item is to adopt the resolution of 2013-14-5 as presented, finding sufficient of textbook materials and instructional materials. And I have Director of Education, Anna Allen, here to answer any of the board's questions.
So I'm here to entertain any of the questions of the board. However, I do want to state that in terms of Alameda County Office of Education, so as you all are aware that we had a Williams visit at the high school, and that what was not found is that we didn't have the Spanish 1 workbooks, which is what we adopted in terms of last spring as a new textbook adoption. And I think I brought that forward to you earlier in terms of the technicalities and what happened with the publishing company, so you all are just aware. This is just to give you a reminder. And while Alameda County Office of Education, they have their findings in terms of what is sufficient and what isn't, I would state in terms of our standards, what I do want to address is that, and just a reminder because some of this is review information, is that in terms of our science, what you will have in the near future actually is a proposal that will come before you, because we know that in our science labs or our science curriculum, particularly 9 through 12, that we definitely want to make sure that it's up to par. And so a proposal will come in terms of having Dr. Balfe work with us, so we can actually think about how do our science programs transition to the new generation science standards. And so some of that scope of work will include her work in terms of a scope and sequence, K-12, particularly some of the core sequence 9-12, and support for science teachers in 6 through 8, and our new science resource teacher who replaced her, and also the new teacher in terms at the high school. So I think sometimes, a lot of times we focus on, these are just, we have enough books for students, but I just want because it has come up before, I just want the board to know that this is something that we're looking at in terms of being very comprehensive in how we transition. And the same thing in transitioning to Common Core state standards. So just a reminder that the textbook adoptions this year is to focus on English language arts, 6 through 12, and the next one will be social studies, 6 through 12, and then mathematics. Because I know that was some questions that some of the board members had, and so I wanted to address those and then address any further questions.
But in terms of the textbooks that we're certifying tonight,
We have, yes, students have enough. They had, so when we certify,
the attachment said that we had everything.
Yes.
And so what you're discussing might is proactive in the future, and I very much appreciate the look forward. But in terms of what we need today and what we're certifying in this motion, we have everything.
That is correct.
Now, and so I assume the Spanish textbooks that you meant, the Spanish workbooks, are not part of this motion.
They're here. So they are part of this motion, but they are here. So that was
So you're just reporting that...
I'm just reporting out and giving you a follow-up.
We have them now.
Yes, that is correct.
Excellent. Thank you. That's my only question. I just want to make sure that we're certifying that everything is in place.
And we do have all the science lab equipment as well.
We have science lab equipment in terms of last year when I talked about that the teachers would do demo lessons, but I think in terms of our standards, we have to basically do, in my opinion, a rehaul, and that's why we're going to bring a proposal to have Dr. Goff help us.
Right. Now, I think going forward, it's clear there are things we need to do to add, and particularly as we're switching to Common Core, the teachers are going to need other tools, and they'll come forward and tell us what they need so we can purchase it. But it sounds like in terms of the certification we have tonight, we have everything, which has not always been the case, so I really appreciate your diligence this year. It's excellent.
Yes, I must thank, she's out in the audience, is Diasa Quadir, who's worked a lot and been very diligent in terms of, we've been working on this for 3 years, I think.
I have to say, this is no small thing. It's taken years to get to the point to have all of the books all in place at this time of the year. So this is really a great accomplishment, and I really appreciate it. I think we really appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
Any other comments? Sorry, I'm choking. Before you go, this is there's no additional comments from board. I'd like to open it up to public comment on this particular.
We actually got the Spanish books loaded onto an iPad card at the beginning of the year at the high school, so they weren't without the books.
Okay.
I just
Excellent.
want to make you aware of that.
Excellent.
Good.
If there's no other public comment, I'd move the item.
Second.
Awesome. Any objections? None from myself. Perhaps a roll call vote just to complete it tonight.
President Dice.
Yes.
Member Simon.
Yes.
Member Dwin.
Yes.